Quick question that Renee just asked. At this time, I don't have any other programs to offer for the total results. Is there something else I can offer? So Renee, this complimentary access to other programs, you could do it one of two ways. You could leave it out, super easy to leave it out, and then it can be like a surprise bonus. Or if you know you're going to be creating, then you could say, and I'm going to be putting together additional trainings in the near future, and when I release those, you'll have complimentary access to that. But only say that if you know within the next 6 months you're going to be putting together another training. If you're not sure of that, just leave that bullet point out. Not a big deal at all. It's just a nice little surprise bonus that we like to put in there. That's it. Does that make sense, Renee? I think that answered your question. Okay. Let's see. Martha asked a question, what if I have 25 years in the one-on-one field but not in group coaching or online? Am I basically in the startup phase? No, absolutely not. You've been working one-on-one with people, so I don't think you would be in the startup phase. I think that you would be able to leverage that experience and set up your packages and pricing accordingly, Martha, for sure. Okay. Renee goes back to her question. If I leave out that complimentary access to programs, do I lower the price? Absolutely not. It's just a little bonus. So take it out, keep the price the same, and then if in the future you decide to add others, give it to the people that buy this package as a little surprise bonus. Surprise and delight. You always want to surprise and delight. Okay? Carmel says, I want to create packages to sell on their own. Can I do that? This is exactly what you would do. What we're going to show you is the enrollment conversation, but you can take the enrollment conversation, Carmel, and turn it into a sales page and send people to a sales page. So absolutely you can do that. Okay? Sherry says, what do you offer after the 9 or 18 sessions? So when somebody's done with a package, we'll re-enroll them in another package if they want to. And you just keep re-enrolling them into another package. If they're done with coaching, they graduate. If otherwise, I'm always trying to enroll them into the next package. Okay. All right, let's see. Wendy says, I usually start with 12 sessions. I could offer a 12 and 24 session option. You could. I told you the reasoning behind our 9 and 18, right? So what we have found to be the best, Wendy, is that 3 weeks on, 1 week off. So in any given month, you're going to be coaching. Ideally, if we could set it up this way every single time, it'd be great. I'm saying that it can be, but ideally, you would coach the first 3 weeks of the month. You'd have a coaching session each week, and then the 4th week you'd take off. And then the next month you'd come back, you'd coach 3 weeks, and you'd take that week off. We have found evidence in when you take that week off, it gives you a break. It gives them time to catch up and complete things. And then you come back together. It's kind of like the stair-step approach to growth, so that they can kind of rest and recuperate and catch up, rest and recuperate and catch up, because these growth spurts are pretty significant. So that's why we say 9 and 18, because we have found that in all of our years and researching it, 3 weeks on, 1 week off, 3 weeks on, 1 week off to be a great pattern. But Wendy, if you find it successful for the 12 and 24, go for it. Absolutely go for it. Okay. Elizabeth says, do you call the next package when somebody's done with the Jumpstart or the total results? Do you call it something different? We don't. We just have them re-enroll again. By that time, they know what the benefit is. They know the value of it. And it's like, do you want to go for another round? Now, there could be other ways. I'm not going to get into that in this particular call, I don't think. If it takes us there, we can. But let me just mention it. You can have other things that you can sell them into. You could have a maintenance package that you could sell them into. You could have a high-end mastermind or an inner circle that's maybe a $10,000 package that you could sell. It's like, okay, you're done with this. Here's the next step. Let's take it to the next level. So there's other ways that you can build out your sales funnel. We're not going to get into that in this boot camp necessarily. Okay. Angeline says, are you deliberately using numbers that are harder to do the math, 9 and 18 versus 10 and 20? Nope. Although that is interesting. I never thought about it that way. That's a good point. They can't be like, okay, 9 divided by 4, like, oh shit, I can't do the math. No, but that is an interesting point. No, it's purely what I said. 3 weeks on, 1 week off. 3 weeks on, 1 week off. That's it. Okay, we'll answer a few more questions, and then we're going to get going here. Carmel says there would be no coaching. They would stand on their own, like boot camp for 27 days with all the info in there, pre-recorded. So something like that, Carmel, is a little different than these packages. So these packages that we're talking about here is for your one-on-one services. Something like a boot camp, like if you're going to do 27 days, so that's like a month long. A price point for something like that, and I would have to know more about your offer, would be like a $9.97 or a $19.97, typically something like that. Usually it's $19.97 if there is at least a couple of group calls in there with you. If it's purely standalone, it might even be $4.97 or $9.97 as a price point.